Cool. So where were we? Let me open this. Chrome. Oh, not the index.js. Index.html. I just put this code on the GitHub repo that we have called lesson code. So you can find it there under unit 1, under unit 2/review. I also just posted this on the 6.2 code channel on Slack. So we were thinking about having the counter. Let's get the counter for the dog. Let's see. So we have here pick cat. So basically, we want to have the counter for the dog. Here is the repetition, which is we can just copy all this and paste it in the pick dog and change any reference here of cat to dog. Oh, wait. Cat, lowercase. All the references from cat to dog. This. This is going to be dog div. Oh wait, this didn't change all the references. Look for cat here. Dog counter. Cool. I think I remove all the references from cat, from the pick dog to the now dog. Cool. So let's see if this works. Refresh. Cool. We have our page showing. What will be the next thing that we want here as we pick one? Change the images, right? What do you mean by that? Say more about that.
When you refresh the page, refresh the counter too. So you want to be able to change the images without resetting the counter.
Okay, change the image. And why would I want to change the images?
Because you're counting. You want to have the same one over and over again.
Right. So when I pick one of the two, that one will be the cutest. And then I want a new set of images to pick from. And then I'm going to have the same two choices, which is pick from a cat or a dog. and increase the counter accordingly. Now, how could we then remove these images and put two different ones? Malik?
It's called the get function for each of them at the end of your
Yeah, good thing that we had two functions, one for the cat, one for the dog. So what Malik suggested is at the end of my pick dog photo, just call, oh, but this is interesting actually. Let's think about that. So if we have, let's call the fetch, what is it called? Load cat and fetch dog image. So let's go load cat, fetch dog image. So this is what you suggest, right? At the end of both functions, just call these two to load a new image. Yes, Hugo.
You would have to add like an extra part to them to like check if there's an image already there. Because I think if you do it now, adding it on.
That's a good observation. Let's try. And I think I only did it for the pig dog. So if I grab this one, I get a new dog. And the dog comes with its own button. Oh, I'm actually getting also a cat. This might be more challenging than what I thought. Any ideas? Douglas?
I built a clear cats and dogs function that goes through and selects the button, and well, first it grabs the div for each, then the dog's button and the dog's pick, and the cat's button and the cat's pick, and then removes the child's of each, so that way they're empty from the it leaves the p tag alone if you want to keep the p tag there to keep count as
the counter. Okay, so that sounds like a good idea. Having a function to clear out the images before we add a new ones. And also, so we also have here a sort of a side effect, which is, well, this load dog image is, wait, where are the counters? Even if I click a button down here, it will increase. Yeah. Oh, the cat counter is nowhere. Oh, it's down here. So one is up and the other one is down. Oh, maybe if I get one, then now the counter will stay there. The counter will stay there in. Okay, so we have some stuff to do. So let's think about, so I like that idea, Douglas' idea. Any other ideas for not having this repeated?
Have another thing to just like clear the page. But that makes a simple solution.
But that would be Douglas' idea.
Oh.
You mean like reset the whole page so it
Right, just clear out the div.
Like, you mean like the entire, like the main div? The main div or only these two?
Look, the main one.
But then we will lose the counters.
Oh, okay.
Janesh?
When you put one, the others, there's changes. Especially if you don't get changes.
I see, but you mean if I click on, if, no, but I don't think that's what we want, because, yeah, we want the two to change, to have to pick, you know, you only pick for either one dog or one cat once. Malik?
Can you just modify the original functions?
Yeah, we can do anything we want. Yeah. So modify the original functions in what fashion?
So check to see if there's already an image inside the div, if there is, and
Mm-hmm.
We just change the image source rather than change the source.
Cool. Yeah, so let's think about then just replacing the image. We don't really want to remove the image. We just want to update the source property to point to a new URL, a new image. So that will be in the display image function here. So we'll need to give the image an idea. We'll need to be able to tell what image is the one that we're updating, even though we're going to update the two. So similar to what we have here, if the species is a cat, then just grab the cat div and do the image. So let's try to do, let all image equal to document that query selector. And I call it, I'm gonna give it cat img. Oh, but this is interesting. Yeah, but then this becomes dependent on what element we're grabbing. Yes.
Can you put it in like a if statement?
Yeah, we could just have it in the if statement. We could use the species here if we want to be, since we know that the species will be cat or dog, we could just interpolate here like this. Species. Right, and then this will grab whatever species we want. So we could have it in the if statement here too.
Can you do a while? Like while that has
Elements.
something inside there.
Just clear it. No, so we decided to move on, not do that, but just grab the image, grab the old images, and change the source to the new images. Mm-hmm. Wait, so we don't, if that's the plan, we don't need all image at all, right? We just need,
There's already an image that's loaded. Let's grab that.
right, so then, okay, so we do need it. So if all image, then we just want to update the URL. So let's do all image dot src equal to URL. That's it, right? Else, then just do all this other stuff. If we have an all image, if we have an image that was already there, like on the first go, we don't have, oh, we do have this. These two images will load. Oh, actually, on the first go, when we first fetch the two images, there is nothing in the DOM, right? Then we call this function 2 times, one for a cat, one for a dog. In that case, there is no all image. We invoke or we run this code, which is going to create an image, set the source, if it's species, append it to the species. If the species is cat, append it to the cat div. If it's dog, append it to the dog div. And then we're just gonna call this function. This function is being called on the fetch, dog, and load cat functions. Actually, it's only being called on the. It's only being called on this one. So let's see what this gives us. Refresh. One. And we have the same thing. Which is we're still loading that. We're still creating new images. Oh, did I forget to save? No. We're still appending the image. Anyone sees where the bug is? So let's think about this. We have the fetch dog image is gonna do display image, and then it's gonna create the button. A problem that we're gonna have is we're gonna be still creating some extra buttons. But let's not worry about that yet. Let's fix this one. Display image, URL, and species. Oh, I see. We never gave the new image the ID equal species img. So this was never true. This was never true because we didn't give the new image the ID. Now here we're gonna get repeated buttons, but we should have the images change. Questions or comments about this? So on the first go, we don't on the first go, we give those two images unique IDs. One is going to be cat-img. The other one is going to be dog-img. Then as we are calling load cat and fetch dog image, when I pick a dog, we already have some images there. In that case, what we want to do is we want to try to grab them. If the image is there, like in this case, then just update the source to be the new URL. Let me push this code. I just pushed that code to the repo so you can get it if you refresh the page. Now, why are we getting, so is it clear why we're getting this bug, which is we're creating multiple buttons? Yes, you will. Okay, so yeah, Hubel is pointing out we don't have any logic that is going to check if there's a button there, then don't update it or don't create a new one, basically. We could have something like that, yeah. Any other ideas? Yes.
Same as kind of what I suggested before, make like a button destroyer function that that just removes, like clears buttons from before you where would you put that in this particular?
So yeah.
You find the place where it was way in the logic, you just put that in inside it. Clears the button before it calls fetch dog again.
Okay, so yeah, so those are two good options. What if, so we know that the thing that is changing here is the dog image, and everything else remains the same. We want it to remain the same. We wanted to have the counter. We want to have the two buttons still, and we still want to have the two counters, right? The only thing that's changing is this part, the image. So then, why do we have? Wait, let's see. So in the fetch image, we should only create the button once. We shouldn't create more than one button. So put it in the DOM. But we don't want, if we create the buttons in the DOM content load, the buttons will appear first before the images, which we don't want.
Wait for display image user prepend instead of append.
But that wouldn't solve the problem with the buttons.
Well, the buttons will display afterwards. Because if you prepend it, it adds the image first.
You mean to show the button at the top of the image?
No, at the bottom. The button should look at the bottom. Like, go to the display image function. Like right below. So, you see how it says append child? Just put prepend, and it'll add it to the thing. I'll take off the child, but I don't know if the child.
Oh, instead of. Let's see what this gives us. See, that still doesn't get rid of.
So now we can put the create button in the DOM content load.
Oh, I see, but the problem will be that the buttons will still appear first before the images.
No, because once you press the image, you prepend it.
No, but I mean, I don't mean in the order. I mean in time. In time, the images here. So we do create buttons.
You could make it async await.
You see, the buttons show first. So if I have a really slow connection, then the buttons will be there, and the user doesn't know what they're picking from.
What if you make it async await, and then you put await at stop image, and then put the create button below it?
Yes, that will be one way. But I wouldn't want to restructure. Let's see. The thing is, so here we're having this difficulty because the load cat is doing too much. Is loading, say that again? Overloaded function? Yeah, this is a function that is doing too much things. It's fetching the image, is displaying the image, and is creating the buttons. So we need to break this down a little bit more. So we know that the images are independent from the buttons, right? So we shouldn't create the buttons here. Load cat. What we want to do is but the ways that I'm thinking are going to require a significant restructuring of the app, which is okay, but we're not gonna get to do because that will be time consuming. But this is something that you're gonna be finding often, which is you start with one approach, And then you see that the original approach that you picked is getting complicated and you require some restructure. So for here, I think then let's just go with the two options that were suggested earlier, which is for the create button function. This is less than ideal, but for the create button functions, let's just have some logic that will check if the button is there. And if it's there, let's just don't do anything. Otherwise, let's create it if it's the first time. So let's do, I'm gonna call it prev button. We'll document that query selector. Now we're gonna need to, yes.
Could you just park it in an if statement? So it's if query selector button, I don't know if there's an ID for that button, but if the button does not exist, run that code as is, and then just nothing, and if not, don't do anything.
Yes, let's do that, yeah. So we need to give the new button an ID or some way to recognize it. I'm gonna do similar to what we did with the other one. I'm gonna do string interpolation. So there's gonna be like species, which is cat or dog, dash btn for button. And then we're just gonna try to grab it here. And then here we're just gonna say if not previous button, do this. Otherwise, don't do anything. So we don't even need an else for that. So the function create button is being called whenever we have the load cat or load dog, and then they display an image, and then we create a button. Then the create button will check if there is a button already in the DOM. Don't do anything. If there is not a button already in the DOM, then just create one and append. So let's see what we have now. Oh, we have, oh, that's because of the cat. We'll need to repeat this logic for the cat create button. No, wait.
What is cat firing when? Does it have a create button?
Let's see the load cat create button with cat. Then it tries to grab cat btn. This is interesting. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's not working. Big surprise. Oh, that's because of this. We don't want to create that one there. Okay, so that. Okay, I'm getting different images. I'm not doing that for the cat yet. But I shouldn't be getting double more than one button. Any ideas?
Create button.
Let's inspect this. Cat btn. Let's see, on the first one, do we have the cat btn? Yeah. And we have dog image and dog BTM. Now when I click on something we call the load cat and load dog. Let's say the load cat will display the image and then create a button. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Spelling mistakes. Spelling mistakes. Oh wait, this is still not working for the button. For the cat, that is because I'm not calling this in the cat. Pick cat. Oh, and we also, something else that we didn't do for the cat is the counter. So now we have somewhat of a prototype. The dog. Yes, question.
I was gonna say, like, in like the CSS, you could change, like, instead of doing the width and like the height and stuff, so the button goes on like the same.
A really interesting CSS challenge is how to show these two images without distorting the image still in the same area. So for instance, like for these two images, it will be good to show the tallest image center and as high as the smallest image. That is a really interesting CSS challenge. So any questions about how we did this? It's actually quite a little bit messy. The fact that we have two functions that are technically same. Yeah, but questions, comments? It works. We have some CSS work to do, which is the buttons are like jumping up and down. That is not a good user experience. Yes.
Could you set like the width and the height of the picture so it's the same like
The problem is that distorts the image. Let's look at that. If I set like height,
yeah, to like
300 pixels. Now this don't look too bad. Let's doesn't look too bad, but
That's scary.
wait, no, this might actually be that photo. It doesn't look that bad, but some photos are being squished. Some are going to be squished. Oh, no. Yes, Joey.
You can use object fit.
Yes, and that will be. I don't remember where exactly. I think it will be in the. It will be in the div that holds the image, right? Let me just show you the documentation, and you can look at it later. Object fit CSS. So this is something that you could use to do what I was describing, which is gonna like center the image. No, yeah, we can do it in the image. So let's do this. Let's do that, and then object page. Let's try cover. The problem with this is that, so this is better. This is pretty good. Let's look at how in here. Let's look at the different values that are possible for object page. Let's grab the image. So object page can have cover, contain, cover, fill, inherit, initial, none, scale down, unset. So this is, you see this image looks stretched. So these are the different values that we can have for the object page. If you're interested in that, just look at the documentation. Cover is good. Cool. Any final questions before we take a break? I'm going to push this code, and that's it. Let's take a 10-minute break.